Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is the Akazaki Yahoo, and I'll start this off by giving all praise, honor, and great esteem to the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom wa baruchim, that's peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the Most High brings us together once again. And we are 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under one covenant once again with the Most High. I'm joined by my most esteemed brother, Kenaniah.
Hey, shalom, shalom, family. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam, y'all missed the song earlier. I was feeling it. Kwam.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into this Better Sheep on Genesis chapter 11, and let's go ahead and get this up on the screen here. All right. So we'll start at verse 1. It says, and the whole earth was of one language and one speech. So this is, of course, right directly after the flood. And we've gone through the generations of Japhet, or Yafet, and the generations of Ham, all of their children, and who populated the earth until this day, even until this day. So this will take us a bit deeper into that. So everybody who got off the ark, of course, was speaking one language because they were all the children of Noah. So and it's ironic because oftentimes to link us together, people will go all the way back to the beginning to Adam. Well, you actually don't have to go back to Adam. You can actually go to Noah. Noah is our most common link.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is the link for all of us in the earth today.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. Verse 2. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelled there. So so they stopped and let me see. Let's get some let's get some of this. Let's get Shinar here and see what that's talking about.
And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking
something. 8152. Shinar.
You said that's what you were thinking about?
I was thinking somewhere around Babylon, somewhere around that area that we know today as Babylon. And there we see a country of two rivers. So, Euphrates as well as the Tigris rivers.
So around this area here is what?
Uh-huh.
It's what we're looking at as far as that is concerned.
And we were talking about a couple of chapters ago of the people that inhabited that land, and I want to say that it was allotted to Shem. There were Shemites there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we touched on that last week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, interesting information because I was under the and also those were some of and I think about it, that was some of Ham's children too.
Indeed.
Yeah, because they basically were all in the same place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so when we went to the map, because they were in this region, and some of I think more of Shem's children went to Syria, this area,
mm-hmm.
and of course a lot of them went to this east area here.
Right. Yeah, they were in bulk in Oman, Yemen, those areas right there, as well as some of Ham as well.
Kern, yeah, Ham was right there. They were always like when we were looking at the map from what it said to the children of Ham. Let me go back because now I'm trying to remember my name. And Cush, yeah, Cush and Put. Those were ones, and some of Canaan as well. But Mizraim went to what we call today this land here. But they were there, and I think some of them went a few other places as well. But Cush was here. This was a lot of them in that area, and pretty much everywhere that the children of Ishmael, not Ishmael, I'm sorry, the children of
Shem.
were, that's where the children of Ham were. Like they were thick as thieves almost. So that was interesting to see that.
Come.
All right, so let's go back to 11. Probably should have made some notes on that. I had to do that. I have to do that during the week, hopefully. Verse, what we at? Verse 3.
Ready for verse 3. We were looking at Shinar, that land.
Yeah, and that was Babylon, and they dwelt there. Verse 3. And they said one to another, "Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly." Is that thoroughly?
Thoroughly.
Yeah. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. So they were using bricks and slime that were, of course, we know reading this from before, this was them building the tower.
Right.
Which we're going to get into that. Verse 4, it says, and they said, "Go, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto Shamaim or heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth." So obviously, there was some talk or there was some understanding that was given, because they knew that once they got to a certain place, that this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking a bit earlier about how when you really listen, just to show it as well, we had this other map here. So when you look at this map and kind of how these pieces all fit together, I mean, this is like a big puzzle. Literally, it all comes together. So I believe that during this time, this was still all one piece here before this happened. But
and you know
what?
Slakia.
Oh, go ahead.
You know, I remember back in elementary school talking about the one continent and how, one continent split and, became 7 different continents. The teacher never mentioned that this was an act of the Most High. They want to call it science or just, you know what I mean? Like it never gives the proper acknowledgement. You know what I mean? These are things that we have to unlearn.
I believe they called it Pangea?
Pangea, Khan.
Let's see if we can find a picture of it here. Pangea. That kind of gives us an indication of it. Just to kind of see what it would look.
And looking at it, looking at it, man, like also having a idea of what a lot of ancient maps look like. it doesn't look that much different from what the maps of the Greeks had, like back in antiquity. You know what I mean? Like they had the continents a lot closer than what we see today on the map.
Yeah, I wonder if I wondered that myself, if they are moving to, even still, like, are they secured? Because what's under, I don't know. That's interesting. Have they gone like into the what we call the ocean, and went down so far? Like, what do you see there?
Right.
I mean,
And the wisdom of the Most High makes wise men look foolish. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So we
Right.
can't fathom what the Father
Right.
has going on, and we read that He divided at some point. We might get that tonight, but we know He divided at some point. But does that mean that it's like you just said? Like, is it still moving apart?
Right. Is it
And if
still
it is,
moving?
or if it isn't, it's the will of the Father.
Right. Kind. Yeah, I remember studying this in school, and I thought, no way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it made perfect sense. She said, as a matter of fact, they had us cut pieces out, and we put it together like a puzzle.
Indeed.
I remember that. Yeah, I think that was part of the curriculum there. So interesting.
And they would say that it happened before mankind was walking the earth. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Exactly. Come to find out, it was because these jokers didn't know how to act.
Right. But if you want to, those are things you leave out if you want to lead a people astray.
Right. You said, at least we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So they knew that once they got to a certain place, once their wickedness reached to a point, that the punishment was going to be, they was going to be scattered. They knew that. I mean, evidently, that's what they said one to another. Let's do this so we can make ourselves a place and a name. So here we are, thousands of years later, and we reading it right here in the text. Yes, indeed. Verse number 5, it says, and Yahuwah came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. Now, it's ironic because when I saw that the children of men, that took me right to Cain. Remember when his mother said, I've gotten a man from Yahuwah. And it made me think about him right when I saw that just then. But then my next thought was Ezekiel, son of man.
But that children of man, children of disobedience.
Oh, is that what you got? Let me see. Let me take a look at it.
Well, no. That's what it makes me think about. The children of men.
Okay.
Children of disobedience.
Kind.
And Ak, if you can, I'd like to look to see like what the tallest structure is on Earth.
Okay. Fine.
And I want to say it's somewhere over in that area now.
I think it's in AE, United Arab Emirates.
That's what I'm thinking as well, like, or Dubai or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Tallest building on Earth. Yeah, let's go to articles. Well, let's go to all. Yep, look at that name. 2717. Yep, here it is. Dubai, country, United Arab Emirates. And that is, let's get the map. United Arab Emirates would be, I believe, right in this area here.
To the overall on the east coast of Saudi Arabia.
Right here.
Can
you see it?
Yep. Yep.
Here we go. Yep, that is it. And it's what 2700, 2717.
So it's nothing new under the sun, man.
I've seen videos where they've had where they've shown that, and they import everything there. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
they bring everything there because it's desert. Nothing like they to grow anything, they have to import stuff in to grow, like a greenhouse and set up like these greenhouses and whatnot. It's
Mm-hmm.
very costly. But that's not the tallest. I don't think this place here, Malaysia. I don't know how to say this name. It's got it at
Well, it's a little bit smaller. It's just a little bit smaller because
oh, my bad.
yeah.
27. I was thinking 27. It was 22. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it is about 500, almost 500 feet smaller for
Con.
sure. Yeah, 400 and some change there. So yeah, this place got 167 floors, 163 floors. That is crazy. Can you imagine getting on an elevator and going up 163 floors?
It sounds like a 10-minute trip. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You are like, whoo, you'll be all day on the elevator.
right?
I mean, all day. You can get lost in that building. I mean, completely lost. Okay, let's get back. All right. So, with the children of men built. Verse 6, it says, and Yahuwah said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. And we see that now because we right back to where we were back then.
Mm-hmm.
We got one language and we speaking it.
Yep.
The language of the world is this language, English, and most everybody on the earth in some form or another speak English.
Right.
Yeah, and
It's taught in foreign lands. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. You can go. I mean, we could go to almost any country that is not English speaking country and get jobs teaching English. Like,
Con.
oh, you speak, come.
Right.
Yeah, they need it. It's big in China. It's big in pretty much anywhere. So when you get that one language, there's nothing that's going to keep you can do because you can communicate with everybody. So, verse 7, it says, go to, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So, yeah, this is going a lot faster than I thought it was. So it's not a lot to go into on
Right.
these,
Right. It's
on these
pretty
open.
self-explanatory.
Right, yes, indeed. Um, so yeah, you'll come down and confuse the speech. So that was what the plan was for the most, not the Most High, but I'm sure this is his representative. I imagine Messiah and whoever else. It says, so Yahuwah, is verse 8, so Yahuwah scattered them abroad from there upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. So, yeah, get on over there. So we went from that one, I closed that. Went from that one Pangea, that what they call Pangea, to various places.
Mm-hmm. Hey, And did it? I mean, did it say that it split the land as well?
It didn't say it. It didn't say it specifically, but
Well, we read that one week. Just
it talked about the earthquake.
okay.
I can't remember. I think it
You know
was.
what? It's talking about the genealogy. I believe is where we read that at when it talks about Peleg. It says
Yeah,
in the days of Peleg did the Most High split the land. I think it's what.
kind.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go back to that real quick here. Redeem, out of whom. Let's skip on down. Canaanites. To Shem, the sons of Eber.
There it is, right there.
Yeah,
25.
Khan. And Eber was born 2 sons, and was Peleg in the day. And in his day was the earth divided.
Mm-hmm.
His brother's name was Joktan. So yeah, the earth was. They talked about it being divided. That's what they're talking about. That breaking apart. Let me go back to that. Yeah, the breaking apart of this giant land into what we know it today. This setup right here. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? That is some intense stuff. I mean, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
to see it in the book and understand that's where it was at. So, yeah.
You know, this word is infallible. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was listening to a brother and he was talking about you know, just us as a people, whether you're a knowing Israelite and a practicing Israelite, or whether you know you might be in Christianity or you might be in a different religion.
Right.
This word right here, it's truth, and you know you can't get around it. You can't get around what's written in this book.
Absolutely. No, you can't. You cannot, especially when you see in these prophecies, you know, we live in them. You know,
Indeed.
just the simple fact that we sitting here in America is a testament to the prophecy of it's in the script.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a testament. Like, where you at? How you get here? Oh well. Oh, your folks came over here on an airplane with a passport? No.
Well,
How you get here? Transatlantic slave trade. Oh well. You think that's coincidence?
all
You
right.
think
No, that's foretold.
exactly. That's not happenstance. That's not something that just by the way, oops, you know, something like that. That was prophesied.
Mm-hmm.
So um yeah. So we at verse 9. Therefore, okay, verse 9. It says, therefore is the name of it called Babel or Babel, because Yahuwah did there confound the languages of all the earth. And from there did Yahuwah scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So he confounded the languages and scattered them abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And he divided. So wherever you were standing at the time of this great earthquake that Peleg means, that's where you was at when the earth divided. So when that earth broke apart and you were standing on what today is known as North America, guess what? That's how you got here.
Right. Right.
That's how those early people got here. This was before Israel, before Edom, before any of those people. These
Yeah,
are the
and it makes so much sense. It makes so
correct.
much sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have these people who are similar to, you know, you got the so-called natives that share
Mm-hmm.
genealogy with people across the globe. I ain't gonna say globe because we know that the Earth is flat, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, in a different region of the map. You know what I mean?
Correct.
That's how
Correct.
that happens.
Yeah. right? When that land broke apart, I love going to this map, but when that land broke apart, you know, if you was here, if you was in what's known today as Oklahoma, then you was in Oklahoma, you was gonna be in Oklahoma for the rest of your life.
Right,
All your generations are gonna be in that area.
right.
So, you know, you can move around. You come over here to this part. You can move around from up here. Probably, I don't know. I wonder how the weather has changed over these years. Um, but up here, I'm pretty sure it was still cold. Down here, it got pretty cold. They probably moved this way because it probably wasn't as cold.
Right,
I would
right.
venture to say, but honestly, I couldn't say for certain. But I imagine when it's like this time of year, they wasn't hanging out in these areas where it's freezing now. Because it would have been, you know, but some of them were because they got teepees and things like
Igloos and yeah.
igloos. That's what I was trying to say. Igloo.
Right.
Yeah, the place made out of ice. The house made out of ice and snow. So, but they don't deal with that down here. Down here, it's similar to this right here.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that. Look how luscious and thick and rich that looks, and then look at this, the same thing.
Indeed.
Do
Same vegetation growing on those coasts that you see
kind.
right there on the west coast of Africa and
Uh-huh.
the central coast and the east coast of South America.
Hmm. I wonder if I remember correctly. Doesn't I know Brazil got anacondas.
Mm-hmm.
Are they here too in Africa?
Now that's a good question. Now I believe the anaconda is a python, so you have many pythons that are right there on the west coast of Africa.
Hmm.
But these pythons over here, they call them anaconda,
Okay.
just a different species. But you got crocodiles on
Yeah.
you know
Kind of. Yeah. Over here. Yeah. All in this area. Um, yeah, because they be messing with the lions. That's why I know about the crocodiles. They mess
right.
with my beloved
Hey,
lions.
I saw a pack of lions jump on a crocodile the other day. I don't know. I was watching something on Facebook.
Hey, they'll get them.
Yeah,
They don't fear
jumped right on his
nothing.
head.
They don't fear nothing. They will get you. They'll jump a man if the opportunity presents itself.
Indeed.
They'll do it. They
It's
jump on.
dinner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen them take down giraffes, elephants.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest and baddest. But all of them do that. Like I had mentioned before about those hyenas and even the wild dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Wild dogs are tiny in comparison to those other animals. But boy, you wouldn't want to meet a pack of them.
Right. Indeed. They're successful hunters as well.
Yeah, their endurance is what makes them so amazing. I mean, they can run they'll run you out of breath,
Right.
and then once you tired, they ready to get you.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. So, um, yeah. So that was I'm thinking we was gonna get to that, but let's go ahead. We might be able to get. No, we're gonna get into these names here. We'll have to look up these names. Verse 10, it says, "These are the generation of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Arphaxadad 2 years after the flood." And we
Mm-hmm.
looked at Arphaxadad. I'm butchering that name. Arphaxadad.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce it either.
Let's go back to it. Let's take a look at it here.
Arpachshad.
Strong's H 775. Arpachshad.
Arphaxadad, yeah.
Arpachshad.
Arphaxadad, that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, this was on chapter 10, and we looked at this one pretty extensively. The third son of Shem. You shall fall as a beast. Is cursed the breast bottom. He cursed the breast bottom. Huh. Seems like I remember that. Third son of Shem is even the same people of the region. Yeah, because we end up finding, looking at their location.
right where they ended up setting up at.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, okay. We won't go through that again. We just did that the other week. So, let's go to verse 11. It says, and Shem lived after he begot Arphaxad 500 years and begot sons and daughters. So Shem lived, he was 100 years before the flood. And then he had 2 years after that. So he was 102. And he had Arphaxad, and he lived 500 years after that and had sons and daughters. It never said how many sons and daughters they had. It just said they had sons and daughters. So imagine if somebody lived 500 years.
Man.
How many sons and daughters we talking about?
All right.
My goodness. My goodness.
A whole nation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a whole country.
Yep.
A whole country, more like it. Yeah. God. Verse 12. And Arphaxad lived 530 years. Look at that. 35 years old.
He's a whippersnapper.
Yeah. And he's having a child like the mother was we was reading.
Yeah, they was waiting 100 years, and
yeah,
we were surprised when we saw somebody having a child at 90 or 75 right. Or something like that.
Exactly. Here he is at 35. Like 35. What? Let's check out. I think we looked at this one because this was in 10. Yeah, Sprout. I remember that. Son of Arphaxad, father of Eber. So yeah, this was the one that spawned Eber. So we got a lot of this is repeated here.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah, we started 24. Yeah, because we looked at all of these. So yeah, we can move forward, get into some new stuff. Arphaxad lived after he begot Selah 400. Wow. So he really did go early because he went 35 years old and had a son and then lived another 400 years and 3 years and begot sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 30 years and begot Eber. So they starting to have children in their 30s now.
Mm-hmm.
So we did look at Eber. This is where the word for Hebrew comes from.
God.
Yes, indeed. The region beyond. Son of Selah, grandson of Shem, father of Peleg and Joktan. So yeah, Eber is a very prominent name. Not to mention, it doesn't talk about his accolades or his righteousness. But this is the reason that we started in Genesis. Where it went into Adam and then into Seth. That was what, five generations of Adam?
Khan.
Yeah, Khan, yes indeed. Verse number 15. It says, and Salah lived after he begot Eber 403 years and begot sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begot Peleg. We looked at Peleg. I think we looked at Peleg already here.
Mm-hmm.
And Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years and begot sons and daughters. So the reason it's going towards Peleg is because guess who Peleg comes? Guess who the next significant person is?
Well, after Peleg or just significant person in this genealogy.
In this genealogy from Eber to.
I'm gonna say Abram.
Abram. That's exactly right.
Abram.
That's exactly right. That's why he's giving us. That's why we don't get Jock 10 here in this genealogy. He's giving us the genealogy of Abram.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're getting to here. Yep. And Peleg lived 30 years and begot Ru. Let's see what Ru's name is. I think we did look at that one as well.
You know, Ru was also the name of Jethro. That was another name for Jethro. Ru.
Was it?
Yep.
That's interesting. Yeah, because he was a Shemite as well.
Yep,
Jethro
indeed.
was. Yes, it did. Oh, so no, this is the first time we see Ru here.
Gone.
I was under the impression that it was in chapter 10, but no, this is the first time we see it. So okay, yeah, let's get us a good look over there.
Rahu.
Yeah, let's see how they pronounce it.
Strong's H 7466. Reu.
All right, Reu. Almost sound like son of Peleg, ancestor of Abraham. His name means friend, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Reu. What is this?
Post-Diluvian.
Diluvian, okay.
That means post-flood.
Oh, okay. Con, okay. Good observation. I was going to look that word up. Like, what the world is post-Diluvian? Okay, post-flood. Praise God. Okay, proper name, masculine. Name of, I don't know what this is. Is that
I've never seen it before.
Yeah, let's see what this is about. Let me put this in. Let's check this out in Google here. I thought that's what that was when I saw. Yeah, I thought that's what that was. Is that where they got this from?
Well, I'm not sure.
Huh. Here, let me do this. Now I'm really interested. Now I'm really interested. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's see if I can. No, it's not bringing up anything. Okay. So I wonder what is it doing there?
But I mean, it's saying that there's some type of deity, man.
Yeah. That's what I was trying. That's why I was trying to look it up. Like,
but I was unfamiliar with that name. Like I said,
here's another one. MEZ. Let's see if we find anything on that one. Probably another county.
Right.
Contemporary. Look like some rapper, formerly known as King, American rapper. Okay. All right. I'm just curious about that. And then compare HOM, son of Peleg. Let's see what HOM brings up. Furniture store.
Right.
Oh boy, it's amazingly funny. Okay, moving on. So it's mentioned also in Chronicles. That's the only place we really get these two is in this Ru that we get into the genealogy. So not really mentioned elsewhere. I wonder about all this commentary here. Like, what is this? What is this speaking of?
Right.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. That was
It was a Raul. Rahul.
right. 30 years. Right. Okay. So we had 19. And Peleg lived after he begot Raul 200 and begot sons and daughters, 200 years and begot sons and daughters. And Raul lived 230 years and begot
Saru.
Surug. Look, I'm trying to say rug. Surug.
Right. Saru.
Surug.
Strong's H
You're doing good, keeping
8286.
the rules.
Serug.
Surug.
Serug.
Yeah, you're doing good at keeping the rules on. I'm bad at that. I try to use the phonics that I know.
Right.
Sarug means branch.
It's
That's
a
interesting.
strong name.
Yeah, kind. The great grandfather of Abraham. Yeah, this is giving us his genealogy. Tree and Sarug, patriarch, post flood. And just like in the Chronicles. Yeah, so just the genealogy is the only place he's mentioned. So let's continue. 200. And Ru lived after he begot Saru 207 years and begot sons and daughters. And Saru lived 30 years and begot Nahor.
Nahor.
Strong's H 5152. Nahor.
Nahor. Man,
Nahor.
hit it on the head now. Snorting?
You got to make that noise to sound his name out. You got to snort to.
Right. So the Sharu, father of, look, that's Abraham's father right there.
Indeed.
Grandfather of Abraham. Man, that's amazing. You know that they said this is almost a setup, but it's not. You know, it's giving us the information that we need. It's mentioned in Joshua. Let's see what that is talking about. Listen, a bunch of times in Genesis, did bear to Nahor. It's 23 and 23. Bethel begot Rebecca. Okay, so that was Nahor is a more common name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's used in a various places, especially in Bereshit. Here in Joshua, father of Nahor, and they served after idols. Yeah, so then Chronicles it lists them into Abraham's father. And oh man, that is so miraculous. Verse 22. And Sarug lived 30 years and begot Nahor. And Sarug lived after he begot Nahor 200 years and begot sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 9 and 20 years and begot Terah.
Torah.
Strong's H 8646.
Terah.
Terah.
They rolling it. Terah.
Right.
It's used 11 times. His name means station Interesting. Father of Abraham. Delay. I guess it's a delay because of the it didn't go to him and went to his son.
Right. But you know
That's
that name, that station, it's kind of surprising to me as well, because you know he did a lot of traveling. You know, he wasn't really stationary.
right. Yeah. I don't know what that. That's kind of interesting too. Yeah, because that's a good observation. Yeah, he did move around from early Chaldeans, which would have been my map. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so he would have been like in this area.
Yeah, like the northern part of that border, so
Yeah,
Syria and Iraq. Yep.
kind. So that is interesting. Of uncertain. So yeah, they're not sure. They don't really have a lot of information about him because he was so ancient. And I understand now. This is Moshe getting this information again from the messenger, which was most likely the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's getting good information, firsthand information, but he's just not getting like everything. So I wonder. You know, I don't know. You know, I wonder was he asking questions? Like, tell me more about that. You know,
You know, I think we know that he was up there 40 days and 40
right.
nights, which is symbolic also. But you know, perhaps if he had gotten a deeper message, he would have been up there, too long, man. And our ancestors would have drifted off into all types of stuff, man.
Right, God, they would have made it really. They did worse than they did. They
Right,
did bad enough.
exactly.
God, but yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like he's just mentioned in the Chronicles, once in Joshua, and in the Chronicles. Oh, he's mentioning the numbers too. Let's see what he's talking about in numbers. Oh, that's the Chronicles as well, right? And pitched. Okay, so it's also a location.
Yeah,
So
camp.
they called the camp that place there. They removed from same place and pitched at that location.
And then Chronicles is another genealogy.
Con. Yeah. So, that's interesting. They named a land after him.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it named after him, or was it just
Well,
happened to be
remembering that name means station.
station? Con. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. So I think we're about what 25, or was it 24?
We're ready for 25, I thought.
Okay. Con. It's hard to keep up when I flip to the next page. It just always leaves me. So, verse 25, it says, "And Nahor lived after he begot Terah 119 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years." Wow. So they went from the 30s, and he waited to 70 years and begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. So we know about Abram. Let's go ahead and click on that Abram. Let's get into that. First time we see him in the text here.
Mm-hmm.
Look here. Exalted Father.
That's right.
Wow. Abram.
Strong's H87. Avraham.
Abraham. I be forgetting they roll their R's like Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Con. Yeah. He's used 61 times. Wow. Let me see. Edaham contacted from 48 High Father. High Father was the original name of Abraham. The exalted, the other exalted father. Wow. I don't even know if I would be comfortable with somebody calling me that. Like,
Right.
oh, whoa, whoa.
There's some high expectations, huh? You know?
Right. You be like, whoa, hold on now, hold on. You know, don't be getting too far now, y'all. I wonder if he was one of those names. If you go into like if you went around those in these areas that he dwelled,
Would
you
it be a
know,
bunch of people named that?
yeah, that and would they like bow when you say it, like they bow to the name. You be like, Abraham. They be like, oh,
Oh, right. Reverence. Sound of reverence.
kind, yeah, yeah. I wonder if it's let me see. Now that I think about it, I wonder if it's a land over there. Looks like a road that's in India. That's in India. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like they probably have a different term for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's probably not the same. I'm sure this is the English way of saying it, or even Aram. I wonder if they would respond to that though. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a guy. He comes on the radio. It's the gospel station here locally, and
Uh-huh.
his name is not Richard Abraham, but he doesn't say Abraham. He says Abraham.
Abraham, yeah,
One night, baby.
yeah.
All right, love you. Have good dreams. Tell your sister, come here. You going to sleep, baby? I love you.
How beautiful.
Please. Thank you. Yeah, they got to stay up a little bit late tonight, man.
Kind. That's all right. Nothing like that. Kiss goodnight.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. All right. Yeah, I wonder if how he's viewed there. You know what they have disdain for him. You know, given what we saw in 25,
Mm-hmm.
or is he still considered the father? I mean, of course he's the father, but I don't know how would they feel about him at this time in life. Found the father of the Jewish nation.
And
So,
and it's still a common name,
yeah, kind it is. Yeah, it is. So, mostly Abraham. It's not.
Uh-huh.
I don't see Abram
Right.
really as
Yeah, you're
much.
right.
Yeah. The cat you was referencing a minute ago, was that is he Caucasian?
Now he's a Negro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's I met him down at last year about this time, and I went down to they were gathering for community awareness, and I
Okay.
met him then. Uh he had some ZZs on. He had the tassels on, and I
What?
had my ZZs on. So I automatically I thought that he was a brother, but he's Orthodox. He's Orthodox.
Ah,
He goes to the synagogue, of the Ashkenazis.
get out,
Yeah, I'm
man.
serious. I'm serious.
Did he have the Yamaha the
Nah, he
Yamaha?
did. Nah, he didn't have that on. He didn't.
Okay.
And he's a deep dude because everything that he talks about on his radio show, it comes on every what do you call it? It's Yom Shishi today.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Tonight.
comes on every Yom Shishi. at 2 o'clock to about 3 o'clock, man. And everything he talks about is what's going on in the so-called African American community, and how
What?
and how we've been oppressed. He
What?
doesn't, he don't call it Africa. He calls it a Kebulon.
What?
Yeah,
A Kebulon. Let's see what that is. That's
yeah.
interesting.
That's like I guess that's the ancient name for the continent.
Well, let's see. Let's see what we can
And
find
he
on
says
that.
that that's the garden. He says that that's the Garden of Eden. The whole continent was the
Okay.
Garden of Eden, a
Wow.
Kebulon.
Let's see. I'm gonna say that. A Kebulon. I didn't pick it up.
According to Wikipedia, Kebulon is a census-designated place in unincorporated community in Union County, New Mexico, United States.
No.
It's got a K. It's AK BULON, I believe.
Okay. I'm gonna say it one more time. If they don't do it, I'll try to type it in.
Come on.
A Kebulon. No, I messed up. Hold up. A Kebulon. I kept you. Say it, spell again.
AKEBULON, I believe. And it might even pop up in your search. Okay, yeah.
What Africa original name?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. Let's see what this is talking about. Oh, okay. So he sounds like he may be into a variation of various things. That's it. Kemetic. Africa original name. The name Africa is a phenomenon.
And he's funny because I've called in like a couple of times and talked to him, and he knows where I'm going with it, that we're the people, and he just starts kind of laughing because he don't want to talk about it on his show. You know what I'm saying?
Look, in Kemetic history, Dr. writes the ancient name of that place is that name. I wonder what that okay. Mother of mankind, or Garden of Eden, is the oldest and only word of indigenous origin. It was used by Moors, Nubians, Ethiopians, Africans is current today, continent of ancient. Interesting.
Yeah.
The first set up. That's my first time hearing that, and of course searching it here.
And he talks about the justice system, because he was in prison for I forget exactly how long, but he's also he reminds me of Moses, man, because he's in his 70s, man, but he's still a able-bodied elder. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
how Moses was 80 years old, but still a able-bodied man. That's kind of what he reminds me of.
Okay. Yeah, that was Caleb as well.
Con.
Yeah, Caleb was, as I remember him saying, he was 40 when he started in the Army. And he said he was as strong now as he was then.
Con.
Yeah.
And I want to say, Caleb, did he outlive Joshua?
I don't remember them saying his, giving his end.
Okay.
They
they did talk about it, and I just can't remember if it was before or after Joshua. But he was.
They talk about it in the book of Joshua.
It's either in Judges or Joshua. One of those two.
I think it had been Joshua. Let me see. Let's see. Well, yeah, let me use this other one. Yeah, how many okay, so I hit Judges, and then yeah, so after the death of Joshua came to pass the children of Israel. So this is Judges 1 here. After the death of Joshua, it came to pass the children of Israel. Yeah, this is when they went against the Canaanites.
Okay. So it
So
must
I
be
don't
in Judges then.
yeah, I don't know if well this is Judges 1. Because I don't know his name being mentioned after this point.
Yeah, let's see.
Because after this, they went in captivity. I think in chapter 2 or 3 was the first after captivity. I remember this. This was like, whew. These boys had me like, whew. Reading this gave me
Right, right.
chills. Judges chapter 1. Judges chapter 1. If you hadn't read that one, it gave me chills. 'Cause I could just visualize in my mind. I mean, they went to work. Oh, here it is. His name is right here. Yeah, you're right. It must have been after. Verse 14. And it came to pass when she came to him and she moved him and asked of her father a field, and she lighted from off her donkey. And Caleb said unto her, what would thou? What you want?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was there after Joshua. Con. Yeah, because they talked here he is in 15. And Caleb gave her an upper spring in the
Yeah.
near spring.
And then I believe Judges 1 and 20 is might be the last time he's mentioned.
I brought unto Caleb. Yeah, let's look at his name right quick because now you got me interested. I hit copy. I meant to hit this. Let's see. Caleb. This is the telltale right here. His name means dog. What Israelite would name their son dog?
Maybe he was loyal, you know.
No. Got his son, faithful spy who reported promised land. If we ever used to catch it. Yeah, spy. Let's see. All the places he's used. Or else the same group. Caleb. The name of 3 Israelites, Caleb. 3 different names. 3 Israelites were named the same name. Numbers, Devarim, Joshua, Judges. South of Caleb. Yeah, so that's obviously a land.
Con.
So a land, I guess they named the land after him, or a city or whatever. He got children, his wife. Look, that's in Chronicles. Is this the same Caleb? I wonder. And when Azula was dead, that can't be the same Caleb.
No, it's not. That's of the genealogy of Yehuda though, I think. I'm
And the
pretty
sons
sure
of
that's
Caleb.
no, I'm sorry, because it does First Chronicles does a genealogy of all the Israelite, of all the tribes. And I
Uh-huh.
can't remember if chapter 2 might be the Levites.
Okay. Caleb, concubine, bear.
Yeah,
Huh.
chapter 2 is no, chapter 2 is Judah, Yehuda.
Okay. So
Yep.
so chapter 1 just really just covers, because we've seen some of everybody mentioned in chapter 1.
Yeah, chapter 1 is the sons of Adam, and then
Yeah,
Japhet, and then the sons of Noah. Then
yeah.
chapter 2 it gets more distinctive with the sons of Israel, beginning with Yehuda. Chapter
Okay.
3 is chapter 3 talks about King Dawid and his sons.
Okay. Huh. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Well, let's get back here. That was Abram. We looked at Nahor. We looked at Nahor, didn't we? No, that was another
Khan.
Nahor.
Yeah, we
So
looked at it.
it'd be the same name. Yeah. So, and then Haran. Was there another Haran?
Not that I can remember. I don't remember seeing that word anywhere else.
About near. Okay. Okay. Come.
But he has the same name as his grandfather.
All right. 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 Yeah. It's used 7 times. Let's see what this says. Youngest son of Terah, brother of Abram, father of Lot. Yeah, he's the one that died before Lot did, or
Mm-hmm.
before his father did. And Isha, born and died in Ur of the Chaldeans. Just a Levite in the time of David. One of the family of Shemaiah.
Shemel.
Oh, Shemel. Okay, Shemel. Look, I'm terrible. A son of, well, I'm not terrible, but I'm terrible at breaking in these names. A son of Caleb by a concubine, Ephaz. Name of a place that Abraham migrated to Ur of the Chaldeans, and where the descendants of the brothers of Nahor established themselves, probably located in Mesopotamia, in Padaram, and cultivated district in the foothills between the Cabron, and below Mount Lucis. Huh. Okay. This is all interesting. So yeah, he's mentioned just in the genealogy. So I wonder really about. I mean, it probably is in the book of Jasher, but I wonder how close to that Jasher really is. If that's really something that's close or no.
I would say that it's close, and but and the reason I
Some
say
of it
that is
can.
because it gives a age of when the patriarchs pass away, and
Yeah.
I was reading somewhere else, like in the in the Bible, where it gives the age of some of the patriarchs when they passed away in the
Yeah.
land of Mizraim, and the
Hmm.
ages, like, but I don't think all of them line up. So there's definitely some contention like with that, or something that's gonna raise your eyebrow.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's interesting because yeah, I know it just gives so much more detail,
Yeah.
and we could take it as a grain of salt, or it could just be something completely made up, so it's just hard to say.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
It gives a whole different account of Moshe when he left Mizraim at
Right.
40 years
Kind of.
old.
Yeah. And one thing that really turned me off about it was when it said when they brought Rebecca to Isaac, she was what, 9 years old or 10 years old?
Okay, Con, I've heard people talk about that before. You know,
I'm like, that was horrendous. I mean, to think that, can you imagine? I can't imagine. I wouldn't want to imagine, but it wouldn't be anything enjoyable.
right? And I can't see myself giving my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter, that giving her over to a grown man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like nah,
Yeah.
she ain't ready, man.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. 10. I mean, would she even have had her, at that age, at that time? Would it even been, nah, that's a child. That's a child.
Right.
That was really what really pulled me off of that, because when I saw that, man, it hurt my stomach.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying about one of our patriarchs.
Right.
Oh yeah, his wife was 10 years old. Like, what?
Yeah. And I've heard different camps talk about we're gonna get them young. But I can't see any desire in a 9 or 10-year-old little girl, man.
No, not at all. I mean, it's not even, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, when you read it in Bereshit, in Genesis, I mean, you'll get to around chapter, what is that? Around chapter, oh gracious, I'm trying to remember. I want to say around chapter 22 or so.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm thinking correctly, let's see. Let me go to it. Might be mistaken. No, it was on further down. When Abram was about to die. So yeah, so that was after 25. So that would have been probably 27. 27 is what I was thinking.
I remember us talking about it earlier when he sent his sons from the concubines away from Isaac, and he was still alive then at that point though.
Right. Yeah, but this was this was 127. It would have been must have been 24. So before they was born. Yeah, this is it. 24. So when you read all the way through this, starts off with, and when Abraham was old and well stricken in age, Yahuwah had brought him in in all things. Abraham said to his oldest servant of his house, who ruled over all he had, and this is what he says him to get Isaac a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get down to the very, very bottom of it, it says, and Isaac brought her would be Rebecca, into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebecca, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. There would have been no comfort with a 10-year-old. I'm sorry. That wouldn't have been, no, that was not. That would have been, that's what put me off of Yashar. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That's what put me off of Yashar, because that didn't resonate in my ruach. So, all right. Verse 27. We just looked at Haran. So, verse 27. It says, now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father, Terah, in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldeans. Well, we know this is Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we could look at it still. Let's just see what it says. All right. Means flame. Now that's interesting. A city, southern Babylonia, city of the Chaldeans, center of moon worship.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was in the church, somebody said that Abram was a moon worshiper.
Well, I knew that his father was well, it was said that it was, and that's a different account as well, man, because we read that we just read the Torah, got them up out of there, but Joshua says that his father was into making idols, and
Yeah, yeah, that was funny. that was funny when he saw and he just got frustrated with it,
right,
and he just
tore up the house.
And just chopped it up. And his father said, "What you doing with my idols?" He was like, "Oh, I put some food, and the little one got to it before the big one did."
Right.
Big one got mad. Like he made up this elaborate story. I'm like, he made up this elaborate story, and I'm just picturing Tara's face, like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
Right.
He's like, "I made these things with my hand, man. I can't do none of that." He said, "Well, why are you worshiping them?"
Yeah, why do you worship him then?
Right. You think that would have made sense to Tara and be like, "Yeah, that don't make sense. Why am I doing that?" But now, according to that story, he got mad and went and turned him in.
Yeah, he called the magistrate on him, man, and
Yeah.
I've heard brothers, they after they talk about that, they'll bring up how the enemies of your house, or the enemies in the last days, will be from those of your own house.
Yeah. that was so funny. He put the hatchet in the big one's hand and left it.
Right.
And Tara came in there like, "What the heck happened? Abram, what you doing to my stuff?" He's like, "No, it wasn't me. I just put some food out." And the little one tried to get it before the big one did. And he got mad and he like,
You lying. You
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Man, I made these things with my hands. Ain't none of that happened. The heck is wrong with you? Well, why are you worshiping them then if you made them with your hands and they can't do nothing? Like, why are you putting food out for them and all this old crazy stuff? It don't make sense.
Right.
Like, I'm finna tell on you, buddy. I'm finna get you beheaded, matter of fact. I'm going to Nimrod. Like, man, I can't imagine a father turning his son over to the hunter of men. But yeah, as it was in the days at the beginning, it's gonna be in the end.
Indeed, man.
Yeah.
And we also have to remember that Mashiach didn't come to bring peace, but to separate.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's what that sword do, is separate.
Indeed.
Even from the bone and the marrow.
Well,
all right. Verse 29. We might finish this chapter. Yeah, well, I might. We right at the end.
Yeah, come.
Verse 29. And Abram and Nahor took them wives, and named the name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was
Milcah.
All right, let's see what Sarai is talking about. What did her name mean before it was changed?
Sarai.
Strong's H8297.
Sarai. Okay. Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's girl. Original name was Sarah, wife of Abraham. Sarai. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Wife of Abram. Feminine. Sarai, Bear Mountain, compared below. And yeah. Princess, nobility. Wife of Abram, which will have to another name. Princess, former name, manner of the Arabs, pronounced latter and became fact, and these will become unfold. And I wonder how they feel about her. Like, is she worse than Isaac? Or are they equal?
Con.
But Esau, he was Isaac's son. So I don't know. That's interesting. Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his venison.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there and hunt. So that's interesting. Let's see this other daughter, this wife of his. What was that?
It's back in 29.
29. Okay, kind. Sarah and Nahor's wife, Milcah. Here we go. Okay. Milcah.
Strong's H, 4435. Milcah.
Look at this.
Queen.
Milcah.
Sarah was princess, and her name is Queen. Ain't that something?
Well,
Bore 8 children. Who she bore 8 children? She had 8 children? Wow. I don't remember that. I don't remember reading about them.
because I don't think we do. Except for well, I knew that it was I want to say they were all related. You know what I mean? Like, because it was the daughter of Haran, and Haran was Abram's brother.
Right. Yeah.
And we know that Sarai was his sister from his father.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what was told to Moshe. So that must have had validity.
Right.
Unless he just made that up to tell the king of Egypt so they wouldn't, put him to death. So I imagine, when the Most High appeared to the king and said, "You a dead man. The woman you have is a man's wife," and he came to Abram like, "What have you done to me?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I didn't lie. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. So she was my half sister. But it didn't mention any of that in this information here.
It doesn't, and that's what I was looking at as well. It doesn't say that she was a daughter of Terah. It says
Right.
that, it was just Terah's daughter-in-law.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. That's interesting. It could have just been what he told. I don't know. I found it very difficult to process that. I'm like, it's got to be some viable explanation, but it may have been. I don't know. It may have been that he just told him that. But why was that significant enough that he would tell Moshe and Moshe would put it in the writing?
Con.
That's what I'm trying to process. So it doesn't. But look, where did they get this? That Milcah bare Nahor 8 children. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I've never heard about it.
Whom she bore 8 children, right? Like,
and I don't think we learned the names of those children either.
No, I mean, this is my first seeing it, and it was here. So that's altogether interesting. Milcah from Queen Milcah Hebraeus of an Israelite Micah. So that changed to Micah, not changed, but That's where they saying Michael came from. Kind of that same type of name is what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Finish this all up. I'm feeling it too hot. I wanted to go do some laundry, but I think I'm done. I gotta go somewhere to do that, and I'll probably do that some other day. I got a couple other days I can go. Daughter of Haran, father of
Ishkar.
Ishkar. Let's check out Ishkar.
Ishkar.
Ishkar. Yeah.
Strong's H3252. Yiskar. Yiskar.
That's almost as good right there. That's almost as good right there. That to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm. One who
Ishkar. One who looks forth. Daughter of Haran, niece of Abram, sister of. Okay. I don't remember her either. I know I've read chapter 11 before, but I don't remember Nishka.
Yeah, and something was telling me because I want to say that maybe I have read that before because I was pretty sure that they were all related for the most part, man.
Yeah. Nishka from the user root which observes Jishka, sister of Lot. Ishka. Yeah, that's the only place it's mentioned. She's not even mentioned in anywhere else. Just that one single place.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
And it might be Yasha where I read it.
Yeah, that's possible. Probably had a whole story in there.
Indeed.
But verse 30 it says, but Sarah was barren and had no child, and Terah took Abram his son, and Lot his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarai, look, his daughter-in-law, and Abram, his son, his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went. Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Look, this got me really scratching my head. Right, I'm like, wait a minute
It
now.
seemed like he just would have called her his daughter.
His daughter. Yeah.
But
yeah,
maybe a wife is. Maybe it wouldn't have been proper to call her his daughter like that anymore once she became Abram's wife. This would have still been her title. She would have been a daughter-in-law, but it's eyebrow raising.
Yeah, it. I don't know. It could. I'm almost leaning towards maybe he just told him that now, because it's not. I almost read it his daughter, and then you see in-law. Like, wait a minute, was that really his daughter? I don't know. Okay, Abram's wife, and they went forth with them to Ur and the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan, and they came unto Haran and dwelled there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. He was 205 and he died in Haran.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't on his son's name Haran? No,
yep. Yep.
So I wonder if they, that's interesting. Because this is still very early, even though we to this genealogy, it's still very, very early. So that's interesting. So we got through chapter 11, and just a quarter to midnight.
God.
That's a very kind.
Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed. Well, we will go ahead and end it here for the night, and we'll pick it up tomorrow at chapter number 12. And well, we got into some pretty good stuff. We looked at some more maps and found out the name of the original or alleged original name of the continent that we call the motherland. Interesting stuff. Very interesting. So, okay, all right. Well, you got any final thoughts on it?
Now, just we're getting into and not that we haven't been talking about anything that hasn't been interesting thus far, but we know that Abram, who was, later called Abraham, is the father of the faithful. So I'm just anticipating what we're getting ready to get into after this chapter here, man, and in the coming chapters, man. Just looking forward to it.
Kind, yes indeed, yes indeed. You know, and to really get the beginning, I mean, of course, it's understanding, that would happen when we weren't there to witness it, but how he took us from Adam to Seth to, through that genealogy to get us to Noah, and through Noah's genealogy to get us to Shem, and from Shem's genealogy to Eber to Abram. And then, so from Abram, we get, of course, we know we're going forward, we'll get Isaac. And then from Isaac, we get Yaakov.
Mm-hmm.
From Yaakov, we get his 12 sons. And it's like, wow. Like the writing is so brilliant. Like the way he gave it, not the writing, I should say, the way he gave the information,
Mm-hmm.
It was so dynamic because you don't know that's what you're getting until you get there, and it's like, oh, looking back at it, like, oh, okay, this was the point of all of this information, was to get us to know who Abram was and his journey, and to get to the children of Israel. That's what it's about. That's the meat of it. So yeah, he's working us right to that point, and it's pretty miraculous. The way it's written, I mean, to read it like we are, these 11 chapters we done read in these few weeks, it's really some phenomenal writing.
And indeed, and it's all true. You know what I mean? And you and I and those who are unknowing, this is the story of us. Before we were a people.
Yes, indeed. I mean, when you read this, like, man, when you read this out of, like, this isn't somebody in some country somewhere that, just the beginning of whatever. Like, this is your history, your heritage.
Indeed.
This is the beginning of your nation is right here. When we read about Abram and Sarai, this is the beginning of you, of your beginning. And man, that is so powerful.
Indeed.
Kind. Well, it's a great chapter to go through. A lot of good information. I thought it would take a lot longer, but we went through it pretty smooth. We'll pick up chapter 12 tomorrow. And in the meantime, I do want to give all praise, honor, and great esteem to the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, in the name of Yahushua, the Messiah, HaMashiach. And to the 12 tribes, once again, I say Shalom, Babarukim. All of you who are scattered to the four quarters of this earth, peace and blessings to you all. And once again, I cannot wait until the Most High brings us together. We are 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power once again.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. So we'll catch you all on the next one tomorrow at about 1 o'clock, and we'll get into some more. Well, we'll get into chapter 12 and go through it. Other than that, have a good night.
Hey, shalom, family. 12 tribes, one nation.
Quam. Quam.
Kwam Yasharala.
Quam. Quam. All right, y'all have a good night. Shalom, Wabarukim, and shalom to you.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Be blessed, my brother.
You too.